much. Bantes, in India, for monk, we refer as Bante. In Thailand, of course, there are many words like Lompo, Achan, and whatnot. But in India, we say Bante. So, Mahabodhi Society, Bengaluru, is a very special place. There is no other monastery in India like Mahabodhi Society. At present, we have 110 monks, Theravada Buddhist monk in India who are studying, practicing, eating together. And today we are very, very fortunate that we have our very senior, venerable Ananda Bante among us. And right now, as we run this program with Achan Suchin, where our monks are listening to the talk, so without much further time wasting, now it is time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It is a very peaceful atmosphere. We are in the middle of a city, but still to experience such a peace is only possible when we have Dhamma in our heart. Today we have most respected Achan Suchin, who is a very elderly as well as a very learned person. And without further wasting time, I would now invite Achan Suchin to give a short talk, but I would also say a few words in Hindi so that our monks understand. Bante जी, आचान सुचिन जो है बहुत धम्मा में स्पेशलिस्ट है, तो आचान सुचिन जब मुझे मिला, उन्होंने बोला कि बंते लोग उनको भर भर के क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहिए. वो बोला चाहे तो मैं टॉक नहीं देगा, वो टाइम को मैं बंते लोग से क्वेश्चन लेने के लिए देगा. When she came, she expressed that instead of wasting time by giving a talk, she would encourage as many questions on Dhamma that you have. She mainly focuses on something called as Dhamma discussion. So she wants to communicate and have a conversation. So I encourage all the Bantes, आप लोग को जितना भी सवाल है, किसी तरह का भी सवाल है, उनसे पूछे. I also encourage all the lay devotees that is gathered here. आप लोग के मन में भी कोई भी सवाल हो, बुद्धा धम्मा संघा से रिलेटेड, तो आप आचान से पूछ सकते हैं. और बेंगलोर के रिलेटेड सवाल है तो मुझसे पूछिए. तो इतना कहते हुए, now I invite Achan to speak.
So now it's time to pay the highest respect to the triple gems, the Buddha, the enlightened one. Just the word enlightened, who can understand what does it mean? But the Dhamma is the Buddha's body. We can see anyone, the body of that person, but for the Buddha, it's not just like the rupa or what is seen or appears. It has to be the highest understanding above all planes of existence. Even Deva or Brahma or anyone just came to see him and asked him about understanding the truth that he has enlightened. Otherwise, who can know? He just walk around Savatthi and Rajagriha and any places. But who knows if he didn't teach anyone or any word at all. That's why listening to his word with very, very high respect, that is so very subtle. It takes quite how long? Uncountable lives to be the person who has intention to realize the truth and help the others to understand it too, not just understanding by himself alone. That's why each word of the Buddha from his enlightenment, we have to listen carefully because it's so very subtle. It's so very common because life exists only in a moment. And what is there in a moment? Without the enlightened one who understands the truth, that what is there? It's not anyone at all. For example, now at moment of seeing, where is anyone? only seeing sees. Is that true? Seeing arises and experience what is there now seen. But that which can be seen has to impinge on the eye base. That which is at the back cannot appear at all because there's no seeing. Even it's so very, very daily truth, no one knows about it. Because in life we just pay attention to that which appears through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and just keep on thinking about it, which appears as something. Because Buddha said, all conditioned realities appear by way of nimitta. It means that what is now is not just a moment. When it's a moment of seeing, just a moment, but it's very, very short, in split seconds of split seconds, it can see only that which impinges on the eye base. So it cannot be anything at all. Just one dot on a paper cannot be known whether it's a cat or a bird or a plate. But so many dots, many moments of seeing continues on to form up the shape and form as nimitta of something remembered and taken for something permanent from birth to death. Not just one moment. The moment of birth is not the moment after the moment of birth is gone. So each citta has its own characteristic and its own function. At moment of seeing, no one sees, but a reality which arises to experience that which impinges on the eye base. See, just see, and then gone, instantly, rapidly, unknowingly, all the time, anytime, even just right now. If Buddha didn't realize the truth of this moment, how could he become Buddha, Samma Sambuddho, who directly experienced the truth of what he said about whatever is there now? For example, seeing. Seeing cannot arise by itself, but it depends on conditions. For example, without the eye base, can there be seeing? Can anyone, even Buddha himself? Because he said, all dhammas are anatta, no one in truth. Seeing sees, a dog sees, a cat sees, a fish sees, human being sees, deva sees. No matter where and when, seeing is just a reality which is conditioned to arise and see and then gone instantly. So rapidly, from one moment on and on and on. So uncountable seeing right now. To take what is seen as something, even one person from head to toe has to be seen, otherwise no one there with legs and arms. That's why to pay highest respect to the Buddha is to carefully listen to his word and carefully consider it. So very, very highly respected. Even just one word, Dhamma. If there's no enlightenment, can there be any Dhamma to be known? Because he said, whatever is there is Dhamma, whatever is real is Dhamma at a time. That's why there are so many different Dhammas. Seeing sees that which is seen. It's not moment of hearing at all. And hearing and seeing cannot arise together at all. Seeing has gone, so it's time for the other reality to appear by conditions. No one can make hearing to arise at all. And when sound appears, can it appear without the reality which hears it? Just that particular sound, not any sound at all. And now, sound is heard. Who knows that it's just a sound, not a bird, not anything, not a car, not a sound of whatever we think about. It's just a reality which can be heard and then gone. That's why all conditioned dhammas arises and falls away, anicca, dukkha, and anatta, because whatever is real is Dhamma. So what is real now? What is seen is real. So what is seen is Adhamma. Sound appears for sure. To whom? No one, but to hearing, because only hearing can hear, not anyone at all. That's the meaning of anatta, no one and nothing. Opposite of atta, someone and something. That's why Buddha said, all dhammas are anatta. So no question about whether it's this dhamma, when it's there, as it appears, as it is, it's a dhamma. That's why in life, or any life, so many different dhammas arising by conditions and falling away instantly, unknowingly. What is left is only the nimitta, the form, the shape of something seen. But in truth, what we take for a permanent person, what is there without seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, feeling, and whatever appears in the day are conditioned Dhamma. No one can make anything arise at all. No one can make anything stop from arising and falling away as long as there are conditions for whatever arises. So the teachings of the Buddha is for those who could understand the truth, but not all at once. Even just the word Dhamma, who knows how many are Dhammas in a day? Since one, and not only once, that which arises away, gone. So another moment of seeing continue on and on and on. That's why life is only Dhamma. And there are two main different characteristics of Dhamma. One just arises to be hard or soft or taste or smell. Those reality cannot experience anything at all. That's why Buddha said, the reality which is conditioned to arise, that cannot experience, no matter what, it is Rupa Dhamma. So now we understand what is meant by Rupa and Dhamma. That which arises to be a quality, experience, it cannot experience anything is Rupa. But the world is now appearing. We take it for the building, the carpet, the light, the flowers. If they do not arise, can there be what is there now? To be known, to be seen, to be heard. That's why there must be the very important reality, which is life. It arises just to experience whatever, no matter what it experiences, it's known or unknown. But whenever it arises, it has to experience. And the object which is experienced can be one of the six doorways: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. They are different. Because seeing cannot hear anything, and smelling cannot see. So true in life, no one at all. But the arising and falling away of all kinds of reality is so very rapidly. That's why what appears as the nimitta, the form or shape of something in life. That's why there is the idea atta, something. In truth, nothing is permanent. it's just there when it's there and then gone. Even right now, there are so many things around appearing, but in truth, just a moment of experiencing an object falling away and on and on and on, condition the idea of something all the time. So it is the word of ignorance, avijja, opposite of vijja, understanding. Because avijja is there now, it cannot understand the truth. The seeing is now gone, and the object which is seen gone, everything which is conditioned arises and gone instantly. Is that true? Just consider the truth. Otherwise, ignorance cannot understand the truth of anything at all. So now there is seeing. Is there any understanding of seeing as it just arises to see and then gone? This is the intellectual understanding of the truth. It has to be understood clearly to be Satya Dhamma, whether it's true or not. That's why we learn about realities, what are real, are Dhamma. It's so real. No one can change its characteristic at all. That's why all Dhammas are Satya Dhamma. And at the moment of realizing the truth, as Buddha had developed for quite a long, long time, uncountable years, to realize the truth of what is there, just one reality, not all together at once. When a characteristic of a reality is there, the other moment is not that one. So the characteristic of each one can appear separately, because without understanding, they appear together. Like flower, the color appears and the smell is there too. And anyone can touch it. At that moment, hardness appears. That's why when there's no hearing about the truth taught by the enlightenment out of his enlightenment, there cannot be understanding of anything at all from birth to death. So it's a very precious moment to have the opportunity to hear the word and listen carefully to understand the ultimate truth that cannot be changed at all. That's why now we are talking the teachings of Buddha, Dhamma. All Dhammas are anatta, and there are two different kinds. The main different ones is there must be what is there appearing by conditions. No one can stop. Anatta. Each word can be conditioned to be thought about carefully to understand the truth of each reality. So life is just a moment, conditioned to be born at first moment and then gone. And what conditioned the first moment in life? Birth consciousness, akama. No matter in what life, as it can condition birth, it will by condition. It's time to be born snake or human being and whatever, deva or in hell, by conditions. Who can stop the cause to condition result when it's right time to condition moment of whatever is there, that moment is there. Who can stop seeing right now? This is the anatta-ness of all Dhammas. But it's so very subtle. That's why Buddha taught for 45 years. Each word is so subtle. In order to pay high respect to the Buddha, is to listen carefully, consider each word about each reality, so very careful. Because whatever appears now, it does not appear as it is. at all. Even the 5 doorways or the 6 doorways, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. What is light? Not at moment of hearing. It's dark, because in darkness there can be hearing and sound. But now it's not hearing, so it's seeing, that which is the only reality that can be seen. Only that which now impinges on the eye base can be seen. What is there at the back cannot be seen, because it does not impinge on the eye base. That's why listen carefully to let go the idea of self or someone or even something, because just one tiny particle cannot be anything at all. Even it can be seen, it can be broken up or broken down to just a very tiny particle. And that particle cannot be taken for anything at all. But when they are together, on and on and on, a reality which arises, but it's not the chief of experiencing the object. But whenever it arises, it remembers or marks what is seen and what is heard. That's why it conditions the idea of something when they are together on and on. And this is the world, breaking world in truth. Unseen, breaking world, because it appears as a permanent world. That's why each word of the teachings of the Buddha can condition the moment of letting go wrong understanding, ignorance, and attachment, which condition the world to move on, go on, non-stop, no end without understanding the truth, to realize that which is moment of the eradication of akusala, just stage by stage. So now, when there is no understanding of anything at all, we think in our own way because one is not careful enough. Just take the word of the teaching so easily. That's why just take one word, but in truth, very deep meaning. Because the teachings of the Buddha have many stages. The first stage is hearing, considering, having understanding, not ignorance at all, to know what is right. Each word he taught is there now, to be known whether it's true or not. And that is such a parami, to develop on and on, not to do anything, because it's there already. Usually people think about what will be, but what is there which has already arisen, no understanding of that. So that will be, does not appear yet. How can there be the understanding of what will be? But what is there now is there to be known. But without the teachings of the Buddha, who attain to the reality, which is there now by condition, to understand that what is it and what conditions condition it to be there. This is so short, but the teachings of the Buddha is so long, 45 years, about daily life, what is not known before can be known, and begin to see him. So each word of truth, his teachings, is his body that can be known, that what is true is from the enlightened of what we say, Buddha. So it's time to not underestimate the subtlety of what is there now, to talk, to have a little more confidence of the truth, which is the beginning of understanding the teaching. Because he didn't teach just to be remembered or just to think about, but to understand that the truth can be realized, but not without any understanding. It has to be the understanding begins and develops very gradually, so gradually, because even right now, we talk about the truth of seeing, but the truth of seeing, the seeing doesn't appear as it is. Why? Without considering, who knows? Why seeing does not appear? Because there is seeing right now. Seeing does not appear now because what is seen is appearing. So what can appear is only just one reality or one characteristic at a time. At moment of that which is seen now appearing, no understanding of the reality which sees. That's why just the word nama or rupa is not to be remembered, but to understand the subtlety of that which is hidden from birth until death, when there is no understanding at all. Citta-nupassana satipatthana. Why is citta-nupassana satipatthana? Because citta is the chief of experiencing. Why do we say that citta is the chief of experiencing? Because there are other realities which experience the same object of seeing, but it is not seeing. The subtlety of the difference of what is that in a moment of seeing. Seeing is the chief. It does not appear because the object of seeing is now appearing. And there is not just the chief, the citta we say, or vijnana, so many words to describe it, by way of the doorway or by way of ajata and so on, to let go ignorance and clinging to that as something. That's why there is also the reality which experiences the object, but it's not the chief. What does it mean? They arise together with citta, the chief, but they do not perform the function of the chief of experiencing the nature of the object clearly. If there's no citta, that reality which arises and experiences the object so clear, how can there be the difference between the fake diamond and the real one? The sky and the ocean at horizon, see? That's why learn to understand what is there in life. There must be the chief of experiencing the object, so the object can appear very clear to that particular reality. But the other mental factors or the other reality which experience the same object, but not as the chief, is there as well. For example, memory, remembrance is now together with seeing, but it does not perform the function of seeing. That's why the subtle realities can be learned and can be gradually known through the words of truth, out of the realization of the truth of the enlightenment only. So now we pay highest respect, not just the candle or the flower or just the word, but the understanding of the truth of each reality, which cannot be there at all without listening to each word of the Buddha carefully to understand the truth of it. That's why there are three refuges, three gems, Buddha and Dhamma and Sangha. Anyone can attain that degree of realization of truth and eradicate the akusala stage by stage, not all at once, because it's so very, very enormous from life to life, from moment to moment. And this is the highest respect to the Buddha. So we can discuss on any word to understand it better and clearer and deeper and more subtle, to directly understand it Otherwise, it's there without any understanding. And even understanding is not enough. It's not directly understand what is there appearing until it's strong enough, firm enough, confident, with khanti, patience, and virya, effort. Not just listen and then no understanding, not considering carefully at all. So now it's time to pay respect to the truth of each reality. He taught that they are only conditioned realities, not yet the nibbana, the end of whatever is conditioned to arise, not to arise anymore. Is there any word?
Thank you so much, Chan, for these words. To understand and contemplate and understand the reality and to see the Dhamma body of the supremely enlightened Buddha. As he told, to ask questions. So I would like to ask one or two questions. One question is, we hear, and you also told about the impermanence and this how we develop the concept of atta that comes, and to understand anatta is our practice. So my question, should I wait or should I finish my question so that he can translate?
Translate in short, so we can talk about just one word at a time.
บันเต้ถามท่านอาจารย์เรื่องแกพูดถึงสิ่งที่มีจริงและความสำคัญที่ต้องเข้าใจสิ่งที่มีจริงและทุกอย่างนี้เป็นคำสอนของพระพุทธองค์
My question is, when exactly this concept of I comes into inside, and when it starts becoming stronger and occupies our mind?
If there's nothing at all, can there be the idea of I? Where's I? But when there's something, no understanding of the truth, that it's there, not as anyone at all. It has its own characteristic. For example, the table cannot see. So seeing cannot be that which cannot experience anything. That's why there are the words Nama-Dhamma and Rupa-Dhamma. Rupa-Dhamma is the material or any kind of reality which arises but cannot experience. It cannot see, it cannot hear, it cannot like, it cannot remember, and that is Rupa. So hardness is Rupa, taste is Rupa, color, visible object is Rupa, sound is Rupa. But how can sound appear if there is no reality which arises and hear it? So the function of a reality is just to arise to hear, no one at all. Before seeing, before hearing, where's the I? But as soon as the moment of seeing is there, no understanding of the truth that is conditioned by not just one condition. For example, there must be the rupa, which is visible object only, that can impinge on the eye base, because even there is the eye, But without that which impinges on it, there's no seeing, that which impinges on the eye. So very rapidly, so short, and then gone. But no understanding of the succession of seeing on and on. Take the shape and form of something known as this is flower and this is a cup, and so on. By memory, another reality which can remember. So the reality which remembers is Nama Dhamma, not Rupa Dhamma. That's why no understanding of what is Dhamma yet. For example, at moment of being hungry, what is that? I am hungry, or hungry is an unpleasant feeling. If there's no body, can there be hungry? That's why we just talk about even the outer rupa and the inner rupa. They're different. The rupa, which is conditioned by kamma, is not the rupa which is conditioned by citta. It's different from the rupa which is conditioned by utu, and it's not the rupa which is conditioned by ahara. That's why we have to take food to maintain the life and the body. Each reality from birth to death, no matter in this life or previous life and future lives, they are realities, Dhamma. Whatever Dhamma is, it has to be one of the two. It is Rupa Dhamma or Nama Dhamma. They are different. So what is taken for eye from head to toe, when it's touched, it's hard. It cannot feel. But feeling is there. The Nama which feel, the Rupa cannot feel at all. The Rupa cannot be pleasant or unpleasant. But what about pain? At moment when it's there, pain is not Rupa. It's feeling, unpleasant feeling. It arises with each moment of citta, that which experience of an object. There must be at least 7 cetasikas, the mental factor, the reality which arises and experiences the object, but not as the chief. So, if the citta is not known, how can there be the letting go, the idea of self at moment of citta arising, and the other reality, Dhamma, Nupassana, Satipatthana, include all kinds of Dhamma, because whatever is real is Dhamma. So everything has to be known before the end of taking what is there as something. Micchantiti, wrong understanding, Sakkayatiti, is the base of all kind of wrong understanding, different idea about the truth. That's why now there is 2 words, Attanutiti and Sakkayatiti. They are different, but they are the moment of taking something as something, the reality. For example, this is Sakkayatiti, it's me, but the other person is Attanutiti, not me, but Atta. See, the same 20 Sakkayatiti and Anutiti, Attanutiti, but the difference is what is taken. Not I there, but I here. So even Attanutiti, I for the other, it is Sakkayatiti for that person. Is it true? Just consider the truth, and the understanding develops in its own way. Not anyone can develop it, but the moment of understanding from hearing intellectually develop gradually to be a moment of direct understanding. And not just right understanding is there, because it needs the support of other reality which experiences in its own way. For example, sati and ekakata cetasika, 7 cetasikas has to arise with each moment of citta. They are different. Like phassa cetasika, if there is no phassa, contact the reality which experience the object. How can it experience that particular object which phassa attacked? So all are conditioned, and more than one condition. And there are different levels, different chati of even citta and cittasika, which experience the object to be arising to be kusala, or arise to be akusala, or to be vipaka, the result of kusala and akusala, and the kiriya, apayakata, all from the enlightenment of the Buddha after developing the parami enough at that particular moment of enlightenment. No one can stop conditions to conditioned moment of enlightenment, or even right now, at any time. No one can stop conditions for whatever now arises. Each word can be studied carefully, even the kusala sila, akusala sila, and apayakata sila, different from kusala dhamma, akusala dhamma, apayakata dhamma. See, all about everyday life. Otherwise, what is the use of hearing? So hearing, considering, to understand the truth of each moment in life as no one at all are dhammas, not to be forgetful. No matter what is there, adhamma, nama dhamma or rupa dhamma, kusala dhamma or akusala dhamma or abhayakata dhamma, or kusala sila, akusala sila, or abhayakata sila. Because people just know very shortly about sila. But actually, not just 5 or 8 or 10 or 227, more than that, because sila in truth is the behavior of citta. It depends on citta, whether it behaves in the wrong way or the right way, kusala way or akusala way, as condition to condition vipaka. That's why akusala sila is the moment of akusala arising up to the moment of akusala kamma. On and on and on, endlessly, to understand the word of the Buddha respectfully, just to understand the truth, not for anything at all. The most precious in life, because there can be life any moment. Any moment. After seeing can be death. Because between hearing and seeing, many moments of citta, but death and birth, no gap in between at all. As soon as death fallen away, birth is there. Instant. So who knows? Because now there are cittas which is not known in between seeing and hearing. So birth and death is just like that. Nothing to be afraid of. It's just as now. The way condition, non-stop, arising and falling away. Because the condition for arising is so much. And we don't know which one is ready to produce or to condition the result. And this is the teaching of the enlightenment. Just hearing, considering whether it's true or not. And that is panya. But the moment of considering is not right understanding yet. It is manasikara, attention to each word. Before there is understanding, there is attention to the sound, which means as it is, not as it doesn't mean that. And then understand the meaning of it, whether it is question and what question is there, and understand what is the answer to be right answer. And it's there now, anytime in life, hidden. So the innermost is the citta, the chief of experiencing. Because attachment is strong enough, it can be known. Anger can be known when it's strong enough. But citta arises from birth, fall away and continue on non-stop, never absent. At moment of seeing is that citta, which changes from the object which is unknown, because it's an object from past life. The world does not appear yet, because no experience through the sixth doorway. So when one is fast asleep, it's just like the moment of birth. So the moment of birth and bhavanka, the moment after birth and death, the same. Conditioned by karma to end or to see or to hear or to feel painful through the body or not. All are dhammas that is there now, which can be known. But without the teachings of the Enlightened One, nothing can be known at all. And the respect, the high respect, is to understand what he taught about the truth of any moment. Because he didn't say just to be remembered or to repeat it, but to understand the truth. So now we pay very high respect to talk about his word, to be understood a little more.
Sadhu, sadhu. I would like to ask one more question before we move on to him and other monks. One person, this is practical question. One person told me, a student who finished university studies, and after hearing this Dhamma, reading some books, that body is anicca, rupa is anicca, mind is anicca, impermanent, dukkha, anatta. So that person says, the more I think about these things, I go into depression. Because there is nothing. So why should I do anything? Why am I studying? Why am I doing this work, that work, all these things? So what is your advice, Achan, for this? So I will convey this your advice, because that person is really in some problems with depression.
People just want something nice, good, pleasant, but it's just a moment. Who can manage that? To be pleasant or unpleasant. But at moment of seeing, it's conditioned by karma. So when it's the result of akusala karma, what is seen is unpleasant. And when it's the result of kusala karma, the object's pleasant, but there is attachment to that object. In truth, the object is not there anymore to be attached, but no understanding that it's so silly, very foolish to cling to that which is not there anymore. So the way to have less clinging, less unpleasant feeling, is to understand the truth. Life is so short. Why cling to that? What is next moment after death? It can be being born in hell, see, or as cat and dog. What about the queen who was born as a worm? No clinging to the king anymore, but to the worm. So it's just a moment of ignorance, not understanding what is there. But when there is understanding, what is clung to cannot be changed by accumulation. But understanding is there to have less attachment, less condition for being sorrow or painful feeling. The only way to be wise and understanding person, understanding the absolute truth, that actually it's not me, but there are all kinds of akusala, conditioned by ignorance, clinging to that which is pleasant, aversion to that which is unpleasant. But it's not permanent, no matter what. And life is so short. So what is the best thing in life? The best moment in life, the most precious moment, is understanding the truth by the enlightened one. We didn't know who's the Buddha until listening to the word of truth. There must be the person who enlightened the truth. Otherwise, who can understand this moment, that it's not permanent? And more than that, please attend to the truth carefully, very, very carefully. Now it's light, right? At moment of seeing, it's light. At moment of hearing, it's dark. At moment of smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, all are dark. So in truth, the absolute truth, we live in darkness when there's no light. But ignorance is darker than that. And Panya is so light, even in darkness, it can understand the truth because the truth is dark. The sound doesn't have any color. It's not visible object. It cannot be seen, but it can be heard in darkness. So the other doorway besides the eye door must be dark. And in the day, it seems like there is light all day with things around. No understanding of after seeing, there must be thinking in darkness. A moment of seeing, the process of seeing only is light. So in truth, when right understanding is ready to experience only one reality at a time, so it can be known clearly, it appears clearly, only one, not together, many reality, it's in darkness. Is that true? And just one moment in the process of seeing, only seeing consciousness sees. The citta before seeing, Panchadavara Vachana or Chakudavara Vachana, does not see, but it knows what's there through that mind door. And think on, that next moment, Sampatichana does not see, but it experiences the same object as seeing because of what? Acetasika, Vitakka Cetasika is there, touching the object to be the object of the next citta. That's why Vitakka begins after seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And Vitakka is there before seeing, hearing, smelling, and touching. Who knows? Just a moment which sees. Because it's there, arising at the eye base because the object impinges on it. Condition just a moment of seeing and then gone. And the other citta before and after seeing doesn't arise at the eye base. This is true. Who knows? That's why learning the word of the teaching and consider it can understand that it's so miraculous to be able to realize the truth. But there must be right understanding of what is the now from the very beginning. Because there are 3 stages of understanding the teachings of the Buddha, of the truth. Without hearing carefully can it be pariyatti? It only just few words about seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. But Buddha taught for 45 years about each split seconds. That's why in truth one lives in darkness. So taking what is there, seen as something with ignorance, that it's not there, because as soon as seeing falls away, the other process is there. Hearing, thinking, on and on and on. So what is true? The words of the Enlightened One, to be considered, to have firm confidence, Adidana Parami, and Satya Parami, and Khanti Parami, and Viriya Parami, and Nekama Parami, letting go, the clinging, wrong understanding, and attachment. No one there at all. Only different personality by different accumulation of different moments of kusala and akusala. That's all. Is that true? Not just hearing and considering, but it has to be very careful. Now, in truth, when right understanding is enough to penetrate just one reality at a time, by way of nimitta, even so. How deep it is. That's why this is the Buddha. And hearing, considering the truth, and understanding the truth, he is the refuge to be away from akusala, to end that which is not anyone, only conditioned realities, arising and falling away, non-stop, endlessly, as long as there are conditions, which is the second noble truth. Attachment is there, together with ignorance, but no need to talk about ignorance, is there all the time, and it conditions moment of attachment, clinging, wishing, wanting, expecting, hinders the understanding of the truth instantly. That's why listen to each word carefully to understand that it cannot be taken for anything or anyone at all. Seeing is not hearing, different conditions, different karma, to experience pleasant visible object or pleasant sound, or unpleasant sound, unpleasant visible object. Can anyone do anything? Or just understand what is there, not try to do something to understand, because it's not there yet. But that which is there now can be known. That's why the teaching is open as you go. Get closer and closer and closer to the truth. So the world is not far away. It's seeing now and thinking about what is seen as the world. All other arising and falling away, never lasting at all. Is that true? And that is Satya Barami. Without Satya Barami, there cannot be the higher level of Patipatti. Patti is particularly, and Patti is to attain or to reach the truth of it, of one characteristic at a time. So now, Patipatti, can it be without understanding from the very beginning? What is there is just by condition, very short and then gone. That has to be directly understanding the characteristic which appears. Even touching now, everyone touches. What is touched? Hardness. It seems so easy, so unimportant, just hardness. But it is dukkha ariya satya, the first ariya satya. Otherwise, who touched? I. And what is touched? Something. That's why what is there without understanding the truth, there can never be the higher understanding directly of what we said right now. It's not permanent. It cannot be controlled. No one can make it arise. All by condition just arise and falls away. If it's not clearly understood or realized as vipassana jnana, who sees the danger of what is now arising and falling away? Because as soon as this one has fallen away, the other is there instantly, continuously. So it seems that it's always there, permanent. But thinking about the moment of birth and the moment of death and the moments in between birth and death, so many moments arising and falling away, no one there at all. So to be this person is only in this life. Past life, who knows who's who? Parents and friends, wealth, and whatever cannot follow or cannot belong to anyone at all, even while one is still alive. If there's no thinking about it, how many shirts do you have? See, even that all depends on each moment. Is there any question?
Namo Buddhaya. I have one question. Just doubt, something like that. In Abhidhamma, it is said Panchadvara and Manodvara. So Panchadvara is 5 doors, right? So 5 doors, and then this Manodvara is the mind doors. So how can we understand in a very practical way with when we are practicing and cultivating the Chittanupassana?
What do you mean by practicing?
I mean, when we are developing our Chittanupassana.
Can you develop?
When we are practicing, then we can slowly, it can be.
When there's no understanding at all, how to develop? What develop? I. It's an I from the very beginning. There must be the understanding of anatta, all dhammas, anatta, all, everything, every moment. And that can be realized at moment when understand the nature of seeing, as it's not hearing or at moment of understanding seeing, just one seeing, nothing is there. The world is gone at once because of that which is there, only one. Now, not one, see? So it's the world. But when it's one, where's the world? Where's people around? Where's thing around? What is true? Life exists in a moment, not 2 moments together, just one moment by condition. Moment of seeing, there's no sound and hearing. But the truth is that now visible objects are appearing, but the reality which sees does not appear at all. That's why it is citta, nupassana, satipatthana. Otherwise, when there's no understanding of that which is achieved, of experience, non-stop at all, no absent at all, from moment to moment to death, it's there. If there's no understanding, there can never be let go, wrong understanding, and the idea of self. So it's not I developing anything. That's why Buddha taught about all kinds of reality, not just citta. And citta is not just one kind of citta. Citta is the chief, and the cetasikas, the mental factors, the realities, which experience the same object. When citta experience what, it arises together. They arise together, they cannot be separated, but they are not the one or the same. Citta is citta, and cetasika is cetasika. Citta does not feel, it does not remember, but a cetasika arises, phassa cetasika, contact the citta to the object. So citta cannot experience other object that phassa doesn't contact. And who knows now? Seeing is there, and contact cetasika, phassa cetasika, is the reality which contact citta to the object. And what are the 7 cetasikas arise with each citta? What does it mean? At the moment, besides the 10, must have more than 7 cetasikas in order to arise and perform different functions. And sopana cetasika more than akusala cetasika. But akusala cetasika arises more than sopana cetasika because of ignorance. Is that true? To learn to know about ignorance so enormous. After seeing 3 moments, asava is there. It's not the latent tendency, not anusaya, but it is asava, because anusaya is there as conditions. It tainted the citta to be such and such quality at moment of kusala or akusala. But akusala is more in the circle of birth and death. So after seeing 3 moments, sampatichana, santirana, votapana, asava is there. Kamasava, pavasava, tiddasava, avicchasava, all there, from moment to moment. That's why Buddha said before he died, do not be heedless of whatever is there. This is not enough to understand the truth, because it's quite far apart from the truth. The truth is here. It's at any moment understanding what is there. Here, it's there. If there's no hardness, can there be touching hardness? Because hardness is not there. But hardness also arises by conditions. The 4 primary rupas, Maha rupa, Patvi Dhatu, soft or hard, by conditions. All by conditions. And Buddha taught about all conditions for all realities to make it different. They are different by conditions. Even the degree of attachment or ignorance or aversion are different by conditions. Are we now paying great and high respect to the Buddha, listening to his word carefully, beginning to understand the subtlety of the truth of what is there now, unknown as it is? So begin to understand little by little with respect to the truth. Satya parami. Without satya, we go wrong. We think that patipatti is sitting or walking. What for? Is there any understanding at all? Even just a little bit? So among all conditioned realities, right understanding is the best, because it can understand whatever is there as it is, even the very slight wrong understanding and attachment. Only Panya can see, can know, can let go, because it understands the truth of it. Is that right? And the moment of understanding what is right and what is wrong is the highest respect to the Buddha, who developed or bhavana, not meditate, but developing understanding of whatever is there from life to life, that it can be known as it is, until the moment of enlightenment is there. No one can stop the moment of enlightenment. The place he enlightened, All Dhammas are anatta. Who knows what would be the next moment? Impossible. It can be hearing or death or birth, right? Anatta.
Yes, I have a question. Thank you very much for wonderfully explaining. But to be honest, I feel like a small baby because I'm not able to understand. Of course, I can understand that paying the best way to pay respect to Buddha is to listen to Dhamma. That is all I can understand. And of course, I heard like seeing, touching, feeling, and all. But for a very common person like me, who was leading a normal life, the Dhamma like this is very difficult to digest. I feel like I'm in a very very small school, and you are talking like a PhD. So, can you give us few Dhamma on earning merits? What is the importance of earning punya? And for example, imagine if I am building a Buddha statue, what should be my mind and contemplation so that leads me to enlightenment or understanding the Dhamma? Thank you.
In the Buddha's time, there's no Buddha statue, right?
But is building Buddha statue a merit?
But who can see Dhamma can see me. It means any time of understanding the truth, understanding who's the Buddha. And the respect can be at anywhere or any time, at moment of thinking about his virtues, great wisdom, virtue, and kindness. It is Buddha Nusati. So what is sati? And why is Buddha? If there's no understanding of who's the Buddha, what is the highest of very great wisdom, can that person be Buddha? What is heard now, from whom, without realization, enlighten the truth? Can there be any understanding? So when Buddha say Dhamma, and we just follow the word Dhamma, understanding is quite far, not same level at all.
And do we need merits to understand Dhamma?
Yes, from this moment. Whatever is there real, appearing, is Dhamma, right? It's there seen, a reality. If it's not real, it cannot be seen. But when it's seen, it is only that which impinges on the eye base, not the ear base, not the nose base at all. It's that which is conditioned by karma to see pleasant object or unpleasant object. That's why just a moment there are not only one condition for it to arise. By way of sahajata paccaya, there must be citta and cetasika arising together as phassa, contact, and so on, by karma. So karma is far in the past, and even in this life. Any karma can be ready to condition its result, but it's not known. At this moment of seeing, what condition it, what life, what karma, unknown. That's why avijja conditions sankhara by way of paticcasamuppada. It means the link from the past to the present and to the future. So now, life is there at birth because of avijja in the past and sankhara, akama in the past, condition vijnana, which is patisanticitta in this life, and after that ayatana and so on, seeing, hearing, smelling, thinking, and other conditioned realities, condition each moment, to be known by hearing again and again and again, and have confidence of the truth, whether it's so true that nobody can change it at all. That's why Dhamma is parama Dhamma, and it's quite say Paramada Dhamma, and it's so very subtle. That's why it is Abhidhamma. So Dhamma is no matter what, is Paramadadhamma. Nobody can change its way or its characteristic. And it sits so deep. No one, no flower, no thing. Only that which impinge on the ibis and appear and then gone. When the process of that eye door or ear door finished, there's no seeing, there's no hearing. At moment of smiling, only one doorway. One moment is one doorway only. That's why we understand the difference in life each moment. The moment of seeing is not the moment of minder, right? But after seeing a lot, minder marks and remembered by Cetasika to think about what is seen, what is experienced. That's why the events, the situation, whatever is there is not forgotten by that Cetasika. Sanya Cetasika is there. No one. When there's the understanding of each reality, no one. But when there's no understanding of each reality, that is me. I remember. Do you remember? I remember. But actually, no one. Only sanya arises to mark and remember, arising and falling away. Because at moment of seeing, it does not mark sound, because sound is not that different. But the differences of what appears as the object is marked by sanya Cetasika. See, this is the Dhamma. So from now on, have firm confidence of Dhamma, the truth realized by the enlightened one. Otherwise, no one can hear the word Dhamma. Even when it's daily life, we can say kusala, akusala, and so on. But kusala is Dhamma, which is unwholesome. And kusala is Dhamma, which is wholesome. No one there at all. That's why after hearing the teachings, firm confident of the truth that in truth, there are only conditioned realities to conditioned moment of experiencing an object or cannot experience anything. Even the rupa from head to toe is conditioned by kamma, the eye. The temperature cannot condition the eye, base at all. The ear conditioned by kamma. That's why someone is blind from birth, deaf from birth, by conditions. No one would like to be blind. But a kamma condition, when it's time for the eye base to arise, no eye base arise because the intention to harm or to have no eye. So all depends on conditions. So from now on, have confidence of Dhamma and anatta. No one, otherwise there is the idea, I will do or I can do or I will meditate. But what is meditation? In Pali, in truth. No understanding or understanding. And what is the point? What is the goal? What is the destination of bhavana or patipatti? Because bhavana is the development of understanding from stage of hearing, considering, to condition a reality which does not forget about what is heard as the truth and understand what is there instantly. For example, at moment of touching in a day, no thought about the truth of it. It's my hand, or it's my skin, my face, my hair, whatever. But in truth, it's only hardness, Patavi Dhatu, one of the four primary rupas, Mahabhuta Rupa. And since there are Mahabhuta Rupa, there must be the derived Rupa, like visible object or color. At moment of touching, no matter it's yellow or red, it's hard, a reality. But at moment of seeing, the difference between the colors is there. And Citta, the chief of experiencing, sees it. See, not remember, not feel, just experience the difference or only one characteristic which is there, seen, that's all. But so many moments of seeing different objects, condition different, shapes and form to be known as something or someone. See, is this true?
Thank you.
Understand the truth.
I will try.
No one.
Thank you. I would like to take just one more question, if anybody has. If not, we will conclude here.
Namo Buddhaya. I have one question. So, as we are discussing about the teachings of the Buddha as a panya, wisdom, so is panya impermanent or permanent? And how to understand about the panya is impermanent or permanent?
Sapphe sankhara anicca. Right? Sabbe Dhamma anatta, but sabbe sankhara anicca.
That means panya is anicca.
And panya is understanding, that is true.
Understanding the understanding that it is changing.
That's why listening to the words of the teachings more and more again and again, considered carefully, can condition moment of not forgetting the word of truth or dhammas, anatta, or sankhara dhamma, anicca.
If so, then we say Sila, Samadhi and Panya as Dhamma. Now when you say Dhamma is Anatta, isn't Panya a Dhamma?
All dhammas. Keep in mind from life to life, otherwise it's forgotten.
So thank you very much. Now with the permission of all of you, we will come to the conclusion of today's program. Now to conclude, we have two more things. The first thing is I would request Venerable Ananda Bhante to share few words and a vote of thanks, and then we will conclude the program by chanting and sharing merits. So now I request Bhanteji to sum up and give a thanks as well as your words for all the guests that we have here.
Now Ajahn Sujin has been speaking about our practice to understand the truth, and I personally enjoyed this one, the explanations and the immense clarity that Ajahn has, and also about her memory and her very clear descriptions. So this, I feel, comes from very constant contemplation again and again and again, all the time, throughout the day. So making it a very strong pachaya, asevana pachaya, repetition. The panya itself, making it more often and often and often. As our Venerable asked, if it is impermanent, surely it will go away if it is not brought in again and again. So she repeated some of the things again and again about sense impact, sense, how the sense objects impinge and how we have to observe. So this Dhamma, which is Lord Buddha's teachings, every word of Lord Buddha is Abhidhamma, I feel, because every word of Lord Buddha takes us directly to the core of reality. Abhidhamma or Super Dhamma or Abhidhamma. Every word of Buddha is really great way of reaching to the core, touching the essence. And when we hear, when we learn, actually not hear, when we learn the ways of touching this core, touching this reality, even to know that gives so much of joy and peace. It is like lighting a lamp in darkness. When there is darkness around and some light is lighted, suddenly we feel sense of, it is like this, sense of security, sense of knowing that the way how we can come out of darkness. Similarly, when we know this Dhamma, every time we hear the Dhamma, there is sense of illumination and sense of security, which Achan told, that is our refuge, that is our safety, security. So that I really felt it more deeply when Achan was telling these words. And another thing is about how sense objects and senses are working all the time. But just because we don't understand, we are missing millions of opportunities, I feel, millions of opportunities to be wise, to be enlightened, to know. So this is another very, very serious matter I feel we should contemplate, that we are missing more and more and more opportunities. So I am really grateful to Achan for coming to Maha Bodhi Society, Bengaluru, and all the disciples along with your disciples. We wish that this kind of visit. There are some people, some more and more people who are also into Abhidhamma, studies of Abhidhamma and practice of meditation and this and that. For them, Achan's explanations can be of great clarity, great clarification. We don't know when is the next visit of Achan. We did not know little in advance to inform more people and organize. So my humble request to Achan is, please come again. Please come again to Bengaluru and to reach out to more and more people where we can really inform and invite, and many people can get the benefit of this very precious teachings. So with these words, I also thank Akhil and Asaji for, as you came and approached, it was a little bit late, I feel, because of our programs and other things. As you see, we are actually 120 monks, but now few monks, a big group of monks have gone to Mysore. Yeah. So we are very, very thankful to Achan and all of you. You are all supporting Achan and you want to bring these teachings to India. very grateful to all of you. Thank you so much. Please come again and we can make it surely an excellent program, at least in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, and in Mysore, and in Vishakhapatnam. These 4 great cities we can organize if we know early enough. And now we know more about Achan, we know better about Achan, and we know how to reach out to the proper people. So that would be very great opportunity. Thank you very much, Vajira, for organizing this. And may the blessings of Triple Gym, may the blessings of our Bada Bante, Guru Bante, all the Bantes and Achan be with all of us to grow in this deep understanding. Namo Buddhaya.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.